Startup Podcast PH is co-produced by Sprout Solutions, Aperon, and Aim High. Check out our partners in the description. Welcome sa Startup Podcast PH series ng Startup Podcast PH, where we really invite our guests to talk about their business strategies and how they became revenue generating and profitable. Andito tayo ngayon sa Upscale Innovation Hub, and we have Keep Up Learning. Imagine a future where everyone can learn at their own pace, taught by the best talents of the country, which is an incubator of Upscale since 2021. And we have its president, Victor Villafuerte. Hello, Victor. Kamusta?
Hi, Johnny. Thank you for having me again. Na-miss ko yung ma-interview ulit.
Actually, I interviewed yung 2021 or 2022, I think, no? Or baka 23. Actually, basta sure akong it's more than 2 years ago na.
Yeah.
Yeah, and grabe, ang dami nagbago kay Keep Up Learning. First of all, yung name, no, if I remember correctly,
yes.
before ang kanyang name ay Keep Up Education. Minor change lang naman, pero those are some of the things that I'll ask to you in a while, and especially kung paano mo know ang Keep Up Learning as a business din, So, refresh muna natin ang ating mga listeners, Victor. So, ano nga ba ulit ang Keep Up Learning?
Yan. So, Keep Up Learning, or formerly Keep Up Education, is a startup that I found with the goal of making quality education accessible to all Filipinos. So, yun talaga yung goal ko ever since na talagang maka-keep up yung students sa mga lessons nila sa school. Kaya yun, I started making YouTube videos about engineering topics.
Yes, I remember nga, nag-start ka, if I remember correctly yung story mo, nag-start ito nung college pa lang, gumagawa ka ng mga materials para pagturo. And then, eventually, you thought of, kumbaga, expanding it. And now, you actually teach sa inyong YouTube channel din, civil engineering, board exam review din. So, and grabe yung content nyo, grabe yung quality, kumbaga. So, isa pang magandang bagay na inyong ginagawa is yung keep up nga, na in the classroom setting kasi, siguro, minsan, hindi naka-keep up yung iba kasi, kumbaga, one pace lang eh.
Yes.
So, sama ko sa tagline nyo rin, sabi mo nga kanina, keep up learning where everyone can learn at their own pace. So, ayun, pag-usapan natin in a while yan, pero siguro yung updates muna. Ano nga ba mga nangyari kay Keep Up Learning since when I last interviewed you? Ano ba yung naging milestones? Ano yung naging progress? So, pakwento muna.
Ayun, sige. So, first, siguro, yung simulan ko na rin sa name. From Keep Up Education, naging Keep Up Learning siya. Simply because yun yung parang acceptable na business name noong nire-register namin siya sa SEC. Before kasi, we were a sole proprietorship lang. Tapos nung parang naging mas nag-grow na kami, we decided na mag-SEC na. I-register na namin sa SEC as a company na talaga. So yun. Other than that, ang dami ring nangyari since we last spoke or since our last interview. Number one, meron na kaming dalawang clients. So, Lyceum of the Philippines University and Colegio de San Juan de Letran contacted us para maging review provider nila. So, actually, yun yung isa sa nagpapabusy sa schedule ko kasi face-to-face yun eh. So, kailangan namin mag-send ng instructors, minsan ako, at pagturo para sa students nila.
As in, like, kayo na yung, kumbaga yung keep up mismo, yung nag-handle
ng isang subject. Yes, ng isang subject. Oo.
Ano subject yun?
Board, COREL yung tawag, which is a board exam review. So yes,
may subject na board exam review pala sa kanila.
Yes, so for other schools meron sila.
Pero actually that's I mean on the business perspective, ang ganda rin nun, especially on your end and also on their end kasi kumbaga structured na siya na parang business model Pero may paliwan ko muna yung yung name ng education tsaka learning.
Yes.
Siguro for me lang din, this is just my opinion, pero parang mas maganda nga yung name na learning. Kasi since at your own pace, parang pag learning kasi, talagang learn at your own pace.
Yes.
Ang education sama parang nanagaling sa classroom or sa teacher na baka may restrictions nga sa pace. So parang talaga mas nalilive up yung keep up by learning. And then ayun, so may iba bang updates, iba pang kwento over the years, ano ba mga nangyari?
Yes, isa pang update would be marami kaming nasalihang competitions ever since nag-interview tayo. Isa na doon would be the Startup QC.
Oo nga pala, yes. Congratulations. Kamusta pala yun?
Yeah, naging okay naman yung program. Nag-mentor sila sa amin, nag-practice kami ng mga pitch, tapos in the end, ayun, Well, ano naman, I think expected na naman kasi kami yung second batch at nakita namin na yung mga startups from the first batch ay naka-receive ng 1 million peso grant.
Laki
So,
pala.
yes, yun nga eh. So, thankful din kami for the Quezon City government.
Oh. By the way, kay Startup QC, may requirement ba doon na parang galing sa Quezon City yung ano?
Yes, dapat at least isa sa founders nila ay QC resident. Tapos dapat yung startup naka-register sa Quezon City din.
Ayun. So, grabe no, joint competitions, nanalo ng napakalaking grant fund. And then, actually, for me, ang achievement din talaga dito, yung you gained yung inyong school clients, ano. Kasi parang mas na-structure na yung business model eh. And now, speaking about that, so pag-usapan na natin yung inyong, kung paano nyo na-develop ang inyong business model. Kasi dati, siguro po kwento mo na dati, kung paano nga ba pinaka-start talaga yung business model ninyo, even like yung how your customers pay you, and up to yung ngayon na hindi na lang siya parang mismong customer na reviewer or yung magre-review, yung nagbabayad, kundi school na rin. Ano. So, pakwento nun.
Ayun, kung paano nag-start?
Yes, from the start.
Yeah, siguro simulan ko sa, ilan ba? 2019. 2019. Before ko pa maisip yung Kipap name, nagsimula yung efforts ko to found a startup after I graduate and passed the board exam. Ang una ko talaga naging idea nun was to approach schools. Yun, talagang nag-room to room kami ng mga schools pitching our dati UPCAT review pa. Dati UPCAT review pa yung pinipitch namin na, uy, kami yung ha-handle ng UPCAT review for your students. Tapos, I think mga 50 schools yung in-approach namin. Buong Quezon City, lahat ng within our area, parang nilapitan ko. Out of those 50, ilan mo kung ilan yung nag-accept ng offer namin?
5.
Hindi. Actually, 0. Sa QC, wala. Lahat ng nilapitan namin, walang nag-accept na school. Nung nilakihan namin yung parang radius namin, may isang school na nag-accept sa Tarlac.
Okay.
Ayun, tapos sobrang saya namin kasi 'di ba in-accept kami kahit na hindi pa naman kami kilala talaga noon. And then nung nagsimula na yung review, guess how many students showed up?
Nung kanina kasi kaya sabi ko 5 kasi that's 10%. So let's say 10% ng mga 5 din.
5 din? Well, 3. 3 lang yung initial students namin noon. So yun, unfortunately hindi na namin tinuloy. Yun, after that, na-realize ko I had to pivot kasi parang hindi yung schools yung paraan para i-start talaga to.
But I have a question dun. So sinong kausap nyo dun sa school?
Sinong kausap namin? Well, iba-iba eh. Mga
teacher
iba, faculty. May mga ibang school na faculty yung kausap namin. Dito sa Tarlac, owner. Yung mismong owner talaga ng school. So I think yun yung isa naging reason.
Yeah, but that's interesting actually. First of all, bakit yung sa Tarlac pumayag? And maybe, ayun nga, parang kung since yung owner ngayon kausap nyo, mas may control siya over sa ganung mga usapan na yan.
So yun. Yun nga, I had to pivot. Naisip ko na hindi sa school yung tamang approach muna. Siguro, let's approach the students first through YouTube naman. Kaya doon ko na sinimulan yung YouTube.
Okay. So ano nangyari doon? Kamusta?
Ayun, I started making videos noong January 2020. I did not know na magkaka-pandemic pa pala. Pandemic pala noon. So, by March, parang one of my videos went viral. Oo. Tapos, yun din kasi yung parang nasaktuhan kasi doon nag-shift to online yung mga schools. Naghahanap sila sa YouTube. So, nakita nila yung video ko at parang doon na
Anong video yan? Anong topic?
Yung how to get 90 plus sa board exam.
Nakita ko yan. Alam ko yan.
And even now, yung mga schools na binibisita ko, yung mga nag-i-invite sa akin, nire-reference pa rin yung video na yun. Sasabihin nila na, oy, engineer, inanood ko po yung video na how to get 90 plus.
So, lasting video. May ads ba yun? I mean, may revenue ka dun from the
Yes.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Okay. And then, ayun, sige. And then, YouTube, tapos?
And then, yun, it came to a point na marami na kami nakukuhang testimonial na meron po ba kayong review? Actually, hindi namin kinonsider noon na maging review center ng civil engineering. Dahil sa feedback, dahil sa comments na nakukuha namin from YouTube, doon namin na-decide na, uy, oo nga, pwede tayong maging review center talaga. And then, yun, nilaunch namin shortly after yung pag-upload ng video. Parang ilang weeks after, nag-launch kami ng review program. And
Was it
sige,
online pa rin?
online siya,
Okay.
online siya. Ay, kasi syempre, ano na nun eh. Pandemic na nun,
okay.
oo. So, guess how many? Guess na naman eh.
Hindi, marami na to kasi lumaki na yung reach nyo eh. Sige. Wait, guess how many yung?
Yung naging enrollees namin for the first batch. First batch pa lang naman. Hindi naman ganun karami.
First batch. Sige, 100.
Ayun, 110. 110 to be exact.
Okay.
So, yun. Super grateful na sa first batch namin. Ang dami agad
So,
na
nag-enroll sila sa isang parang online review program. Parang regular siya na may parang review classes na kayo nagtuturo online.
Oo. Well, at that time naman, lahat na ng review centers din nag-shift or tinigil na nila yung face-to-face nila. So, online talaga yung kailangan.
By the way, ang board exam, is this for civil engineering muna?
Right? Yes, doon kami
every when siya? Every year? Once a year?
Twice a year siya.
Twice a year.
Every April and November.
So, yung review program nyo ay like gaano katagal or like ilang classes? Parang ganun?
So, yung review program namin ay 6 months. So, nagkakaroon kami ng 2 batches every year. Ganun siya.
Once a week class or parang every when yung meeting?
Well, yun din. Kasi sa review namin, lahat ng videos pre-recorded. Kasi nga gusto namin yung mga students ay matuto at their own pace.
Okay,
yes. So, yun yung delivery.
So parang siya, they enroll and then they get access to your courses that they can study on their own. But can they ask questions sa inyo?
Yes, every time na meron silang tanong sa any topic, pwede silang mag-chat sa instructors namin.
Oh, that's a super interesting model. Kasi first of all, yun nga na-break na-break nyo at least yung parang notion ng mga tao na you'll only learn in the classroom. You'll only learn if sabay-sabay ka natututo sa isang teacher. And I think dapat ngang pausuhin thanks to K-pop learning yung learning at our own pace. Kasi iba-iba naman talaga mga estudyante. May mga estudyante na sa umaga gising or sa gabi gising, di ba? Or may mga estudyante na yung attention span ay mas maikli or mas mahaba. So it really differs per person. What do you think about that?
Yes, and very nakaka-relate talaga doon kasi noong kunyari nung student ako, kapag kunyari nakikinig ako sa mga lessons namin, kapag meron akong question, kapag may question ako or biglang nawala yung attention span ko for just one moment, parang nakakahiya na tanungin sa instructor na, "Sir, pwedeng paulit po?"
Yes,
so,
true.
Pagka video naman, hindi ka na mahiya, i-rewind mo lang. Or kapag may tanong ka pa, pwede mong itanong sa i-chat yung mga instructors namin.
Pwedeng video call to ask, to consult, ganun.
Well, yes, meron din kaming parang feature or sa review namin na one-on-one consultation. Basically, kinukumusta namin yung mga students. Kumusta na ba yung review mo?
Nun.
Yes.
Okay yun. Actually, kasi may rin parang andun pa naman yung factor ng empathy, kumbaga. Kasi yung sabi nila na baka mawala kapag online na, tsaka kapag at your own pace na. Kung meron pa rin parang 1v1 consultation na makakamusta pa rin siya. And at the same time, I think getting the feedback din yun. Parang evaluation din. Pero ito yung napansin ko nga sa inyong mga content, no? Grabe ang investment ninyo sa quality. So, bakit kayo nag-invest sa quality? Yung camera niyo sobrang ganda. Daig yung camera natin dito sa podcast. Yung I mean, obvious when you look at the videos dun sa YouTube channel lalo na. Siya parang alam mong high-end talaga. So, why did you exert or why did you spend much investment dun sa quality ng video? Iba pa yun sa quality ng parang content, nung educational content mismo. No? So, yeah.
So, I think medyo personal reason kung bakit kami nag-invest ng malaki sa equipment, sa quality talaga. And that is, gusto ko yung videos ko na to be the best there is. Diba? Na parang Netflix quality. Na gusto ko parang maging overkill yung quality ng video. And in a way, parang naging positive yung effect nun. Kasi ang isa sa mga naging unang steps ko, diba, is to buy an expensive camera. Dahil bumili na ako ng camera na yun, pressured na ako. Parang ay hindi na ako pwedeng back out dito, bumili na ako eh. So in a way, nakatulong pa. Nakatulong pa yung dahil yung camera na binili ko.
Hindi, parang ano siya, parang na-push mo nga yung sarili mo
na-push ko.
to do more and to try out
Yeah.
more things, ano. First of all, yung yung ang galing lang din na nung una kasi ang dami ngang schools na hindi nag-reject and then may isa lang na tumanggap tapos onti lang nung students na pumasok na. Nagtataka ako ngayon kasi ngayon ito na yung model niyo, yung sumikat kayo sa YouTube lalo na. Yung mga students na yung kusang lumalapit sa inyo at nagbabayad, 'di ba? At nag-e-enroll. Bakit kaya gano'n na nung dati? Nung dati kayo yung lumalapit, kayo nila. Eh ngayon sila na yung lumalapit mismo at magbabayad pa. So sa tingin mo, ano yung nangyari talaga? Ano yung nagbago?
Kasi I think nung una kasi, nung nag-a-approach pa kami ng school, we haven't really made a name pa. Kasi kunyari, isa kang school, merong random person dito na magpi-pitch, gusto namin magawa ng review for your students. Sino ba sila? Di ba?
Okay.
Parang hindi pa namin kilala or haven't still proven what you can do. So, syempre, most likely, marireject ka. So, kaya namin iniba namin yung approach, nag-pivot kami sa students, kung saan I think mas sila, mas open sila to trying new things. Kaya doon namin sinimulan yung efforts namin or doon kami nag-pivot.
And then by the way, so ngayon na tapos na yung pandemic at babalik na sa face-to-face yung mga classes din lalo na. Meron na rin ba kayong face-to-face review?
In a way, yes. Kasi meron mga schools na nag-a-approach sa amin na pwede ba kayong mag-provide ng in-house review for our students para sa board exam review nila.
Okay.
So far, ilan na ba? 5. 5 schools na yung nag-contact sa amin at 2 yung currently ongoing.
Yun nga yung binanggit mo kanina.
Yes.
Itong schools na to, sila yung lumapit.
Yes, oo nga. Kasi after we sent nung 2019, after namin mag-invite sa mga schools, we haven't invited any school na ulit. Oo.
Sila na yun. Yun na nga eh. Ngayon sila na lumalapit. So, ang galing no? I mean, somehow strange din na ganun yung nangyari. But for me, this is actually a success story, business model-wise, lalo na. Nung dati, kayo lumalapit sa mga schools and well, may onti bumayag, may onti students na dumating, pero hindi siya, kumbaga, nag-work. And then ngayon, well, dahil sumikat na kayo, naging known na nga yung name, and nag-improve din yung quality ng content, sila na ngayon yung lumalapit. How about naman yung quality nung, kanina yung parang yung quality of how you make the video yung quality naman nung educational or nung learning material mismo. So how do you ensure na kayo nga talaga yung best review material for the students?
So yun, nag-start syempre siya sa nung ako muna ay nagtuturo pa. So I made the videos with the parang mentality na gusto ko na yung kung ano yung gawin kong video, yun yung gusto kong napanood sana noong student pa ako.
Galing.
Ayun. So parang yun yung iniisip ko palagi habang nagtuturo ako ng concept. And yun yung sinasabi ko sa mga instructors na hinahire namin. And syempre, factor din dun yung mga instructors talaga na kinukuha namin na puro top-notcher. So alam natin na really qualified sila. Alam nila kung ano yung tinuturo nila.
Yes. So yung mga instructors na ito ngayon, they are full-time or pwedeng may mga part-time lang din na nagtuturo?
Yun, merong mga full-time kaming instructors, tapos meron din namang part-time.
So, ang question ko ngayon, parang you're really attacking the learning aspect in all angles, quality ng content. And by the way, may comment pala ako doon, kasi inisip ko rin siya, like, when listening to a podcast, means, bukod dun sa content, taga-matter din talaga yung parang aesthetics or yung parang video quality value.
Yes,
Kasi kailangan parang easy to the ears or easy to the eyes.
Yes,
factor siya And I guess sa video, sa inyong content na ginagawa, parang factor na kailangan magaan siya sa mata para talagang hindi rin agad mapagod yung mga nanonood.
Yes.
While maganda na yung material mismo, yung education material mismo, easy to the eyes, so mas madali siya ma-absorb. So ngayon, ang question ko dito is, ano yung parang pinaka-value na inyong inaatake dito? Or parang ano yung pinaka-value that you're capturing dun sa market? Sige, maybe okay yung ganun ka-vague na question, pero parang ano yung value talaga na inyong kine-create? Or parang the reason why they really go to you?
Okay. Actually, recently ko lang din 'to na-realize kasi, I think ngayon, even now, some students or majority of students still prefer na face-to-face. Pero meron kaming isang naging enrollee na dahil sa kanya parang nakita ko, oo nga 'no, may value talaga or may unique, selling proposition talaga yung ino-offer namin.
Meron.
Kasi that student, meron siyang full-time work. 'Di ba nag-enroll siya sa'min with a full-time work at hindi lang 'yun, sa Japan pa siya. Nasa ibang bansa siya, nag-graduate ng engineering kung saan iba yung code, iba yung tinuturo nila. Nitong or last year lang naisipan niyang umuwi muna sa Pilipinas para kumuha ng board exam and kami yung naging first choice niya. Kami naging first choice niya kasi again, working siya Monday to Saturday nga, eh. Monday to Saturday yung work niya. Tapos ang masusundan niya lang na review center is yung at your own pace talaga. Yung wala kang oras na sinusunod, basta kung kailan ka free, doon ka magre-review. Ayun, so nag-take siya ng program namin and noong lumabas na yung results ng board exam, top 10. Top 10 pa siya. Super impressive kasi working students generally, yun yung mga nagsa-struggle talaga mag-review, eh. Tapos siya, naging top-notcher pa despite na nag-work at despite na nasa Japan. Ayun.
At saka parang yun nga, baka, of course, value sa inyo yung quality nga. Pero I think baka ang na-unravel nyo dito, kasi yung gusto sa mga startup, parang somehow may mga hidden value na na-open up, na parang, of course, nag-matter kung high quality content, high quality video, high video quality. Pero yung fact na tagline nyo nga learn at your own pace, taught by the best teachers. So yung taught by the best teachers, I think given na yun kasi you hire these top notchers, these good instructors. Pero yung at our own pace, parang what if yung mga estudyante ay nag-learn at our own pace, mas mataas yung matututunan, right? So, yun yung na-unlock na value din, na bukod sa parang education lang, bukod sa just teaching, if you let the students learn at their own pace nga, and maybe, kumbaga yung comfortable sila, yung okay sa kanila, mas matututo sila.
Yes.
Diba? Ayun. So ngayon ba, meron kayong, aside from itong parang mga products or parang mga services ninyo, kumbaga, ano yung parang lines ninyo? Ano yung mga offerings ninyo? At so, meron kayong main offering, right, yung sa school now? Meron ba kayo like ibang mga revenue generating lines or basically ito yung main ninyo na ano?
Okay. Yung main talaga namin, yung main revenue source namin is yung mga enrollees. Nag-enroll sila sa program namin for 6 months. Yun talaga. Parang mga schools na nag-a-approach sa amin, isa yun, pero yung main talaga namin is yung online.
Bale, yung B2C.
Yes, oo, yung B2C.
Business to customer.
Pero yun, this year, plano namin talagang i-bump up yung B2B namin para in a way, baka hopefully maging equal na rin yung ano nila.
Which is yung business to business. But that's actually a good, maganda rin nga na mix, no, na
Is payroll processing taking too much of your time? Introducing Sprout Payroll Starter. For as low as 5,000 pesos per month, you get a team of experts to help you with your payroll and HR needs. We'll help compute and process payroll, handle all your government compliance requirements, and automate timekeeping. Leave the payroll to us so you can focus on growing your business. Enjoy peace of mind with Sprout Payroll Starter.
Malaking usapan ba 'to kung ano yung difference ng B2C tsaka B2B? Yung ibang startups mas nadadalian sa B2B, yung iba sa B2C. I think it really depends din talaga, case to case based din siya,
Yes.
Pero let's go muna dun sa maybe nag-apply din kayo or adapt kayo ng mga business strategies kung paano kayo mas mapapaangat yung revenue, ganyan. So meron ka bang mga ma-share na strategies? Kahit share lang, share for the sake of baka may mapulot ang mga nakikinig dito, na parang strategies on how you increase your revenues as a startup or as a company.
So, ako kasi yung role ko is under marketing. So, talagang ako yung in charge sa pagpo-post sa Facebook, ganun. And isa sa mga nakita naming nakatulong to really attract customers would be dapat visible. Visible kayo sa Facebook. So, yung mga post namin, if you can check our page, very, ano ba to? Relatable. Very relatable, very trendy.
Yes, actually.
And even some very funny. Yun din, nakatulong sila sobra sa pag-gain. Una muna kasi gain followers. And then, kapag may followers ka na, di kapag nag-promote kayo ng post, mas maraming makakita.
Sorry if I may ask, Victor. Are you Gen Z?
Gen Z? Ang ano na nun ilang beses na ako parang tinanong kung Gen Z ba o millennial. In a way, mas nakaka-relate ako sa millennial. As in yung millennial. Pero, ayun, ilang beses na naging discussion kasi ang 1996, yung birth year 1996, parang nasa boundary siya
Okay,
meron pa nga ilang nagsasabi na Gen Z daw yun, may nagsasabi millennial. So, kung titingnan natin yung description, babasahin yung description, parang mas nakaka-relate ako sa millennial. Yes.
Pero ito kasing question. Kasi yung mga nag-take ng board exams ngayon, mga Gen Z, diba? Kasi yung, kumbaga, college graduates, yung mga ganong age, So, and ang team nyo ba is mostly nearer that age or nearer the Gen Z age? Kasi parang, I think, nag-matter siya. Like, kailangan yung team mismo, yung leaders mismo ng organization, ay talaga nakaka-relate dun sa mga customers, dun sa mga students, or dun sa mga nag-take ng review, diba? So, yeah.
Yeah, I think dahil nga nasa boundary ako. hindi rin ako pure millennial. Meron ding aspect na bata kasi comparatively sa mga competitors namin, medyo young yung founding team ng Kipap. So I think that's one of our advantage din. Yes.
I mean, bata kayo eh. And, I mean, mas baka somehow mas nagigets nyo yung kumbaga struggles and yung trends ngayon, no?
Yes.
Ang inyo bang, since online ito, no? So, all over the country ba ang inyong mga nare-reach or more on Metro Manila pa rin, ganun?
So, meron syempre kami mga students sa Metro Manila, pero yun, we also have students all over the country, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. At I think yun yung isa sa mga values din na unique value na na-offer namin. Yung mga students from Visayas and Mindanao na hindi kayang lumipad or medyo hassle sa kanila lumipad or hindi afford, sa amin na sila nagre-review. Kasi
online.
Online. Kaya nilang gawin sa bahay
so,
nila.
So, dati ba, kung taga-Visayas or Mindanao ka, lilipad ka ba talaga para mag-board exam, first of all, and then para mag-review?
Well, meron din namang merong review center sa Visayas, pero it's in Cebu. Like, for example, nasa Visayas ka na hindi sa Cebu. Kailangan mo lumipad. Talaga.
So, ang laking tulong pa rin talaga na online, no? Na, tsaka, nagawa niya yung online na baka nga better quality pa kaysa sa face-to-face, At your own pace na nga, online, anytime, and then better quality pa. About the about the team nga,
Yes.
So, kamusta na ang organization ngayon ng Keep Up Learning? Gaano ba kayo kalaki sa team? Can you share, maybe shoutout din natin ang inyong team members?
So, I think ngayon nasa 40.
Wow.
40 employees na kami ngayon, yes.
Oh, amazing.
Some of them nasa tech. Like, ayun nga isa ring nakita kong nagbago from when we last spoke is, mas nagkaroon kami ng system na. Noong interview natin last time, parang very bootstrap, very, it's very bare bones
DIY
pa lang kami. Very DIY. Pero ngayon, nagkakaroon na kami ng system. May departments na kami. Na tech, HR, finance, yun.
These are mostly, I mean, kasama ba dito yung mga instructors? Yung mga...
Yes, nasa programs or operations sila. So, nandun sila.
Pero grabe, no? I want to commend that din, na lumaki namin yung organization to around 40, Kasi, ang na-realize ko din, kanina umaga, habang, naglalakad ako. What I like, or why I like interviewing Filipino startups, kasi, of course, part dito yung parang building a business. Of course, I think part pa rin mas sa inyo na kumita, syempre, to have money for yourselves. Pero, ang nakikita ko talaga sa mga Filipino startups, na parang, malaki ng priority din na palakihin yung company para magkaroon ng trabaho or para makakreate ng value, tsaka makakreate ng jobs, kumbaga, sa mga kapwa natin Pilipino, na hindi na aalis ng bansa, hindi na magtatrabaho sa ibang bansa kasi meron namang okay na sweldo dito. So,
yes.
First of all, comment, I give my comment sa napalaki ninyo ang inyong organization at nasisweldohan niyo sila. But speaking about that, naman, how do you keep lean? Kasi ngayon lumaki na organization, may mga expenses, malaki revenues, malaki na expenses, So, do you still maintain being lean or parang ano yung tingin mo sa, or ano ba, mataas revenues, mataas din expenses, gastos pa rin ng gastos, or do you think important din na maging lean pa rin somehow? So, what do you think about that?
Yes, to an extent, importante pa rin maging lean. Pero totoo naman yung sinabi mo na kapag mas lumalaki na yung company, syempre, hindi natin maiwasan, mas marami na rin gastos. Pero I think one aspect na ini-implement na pa rin namin to become lean is tuwing i-introduce kami ng bagong program. Like for example, noong college, yun, meron na kaming college entrance exam review last year. So hindi lang kami sa civil engineering ngayon. Meron na rin kaming college entrance exam. When we were building that program, hindi namin hinintay na matapos muna lahat bago natin i-launch. We built the program while the program is ongoing. So, yun. That way, parang mas lean or mas fast namin may implement yung mga projects.
Wait, what do you mean about that? Na ginagawa nyo siya habang rinarun yung program?
Yes, kasi, di ba, lecture videos yung main component ng review namin. So, syempre, sa start ng review, meron kaming lecture videos on some topics. Habang pinapanood ng students nila yung mga videos na ginawa namin, gumagawa kami or kinokompleto pa namin yung program. So, gumagawa kami ng lecture videos while it is ongoing.
Gets. May tawag dyan actually sa industrial engineering or sa manufacturing engineering, concurrent engineering. Parang while you build the product, naka-out na siya sa market for like maybe parang demo nga and to get feedback, you still build on further the product. So, parang concurrent din yung pag-build ng inyong mga education material. Kasi yung gawa mo na lahat and then release.
Yes.
Pero I think parang factor nga din dyan yung getting customer feedback. So sige, punta tayo dun So first of all, gaano ka naging importante or gaano ka nakatulong sa current materials maybe or current content or current system ni Keep Up Learning ang feedback ng mga customers or yung mga nagre-review na nagkabayad din sa inyo. So
ayun. So syempre importante sa amin yung customer feedback. Every end ng board exam, meron kaming pinapasagutan na form and even ini-interview na students na kumusta yung naging exam, kumusta yung naging review nyo sa amin. Tapos, some of the reviews, very heartwarming kasi may mga nakukuha kaming comments na, ay, alam nyo po ba, pang-6 na beses ko nang mag-take ng board exam before. Noong nag-enroll ako sa inyo, nakapasa ako one time. So, even other feedbacks naman na sana po may ganito. Dati wala kaming dati wala kaming yung sinabing kamustahan na
yung 1v1
yung 1v1 na 1v1
ay ano ba, di ba?
One-on-one
sorry 1v1
one-on-one na kamustahan na sinuggest ng isa naming enrollees na sana po merong ganitong na kung saan makakausap talaga namin yung instructor. So yun, after that feedback in-implement namin sa review. So parang in a way, parang yung program namin, we are also building upon the program habang kumukuha kaming comments.
Yes,
so kung may comments kami, ini-implement namin sa next na batch yun.
Actually, but super startup si Keep Up Learning. I mean, maybe some kasi may somehow sabihin nila na parang medyo traditional naman kasi board exam review, marami na ganyan. Pero first of all, yung inyong methodology na parang as in, do it, release it, and then build upon getting feedback. Very startup-ish yun. Tsaka yun nga, yung parang the way you design na parang very agile then on how you pivot, on how you change your product, your system then. So parang very very startup talaga si Keep Up Learning. On the again, yung sa customers or sa client. So you said kanina na na-build nyo kasi yung followers nyo sa inyong online through online
yes.
Pero aside from that, how do you really kumbaga get clients or parang meron ba bang ibang tips or ibang ways on how you really capture potential customers or posible rin na parang may iba naman dyan nakita na kayo pero hindi pa rin willing magbayad kasi of course iba pa rin yung may magbabayad na. So how do you do that?
Okay. Isa rin sa nakita ko nakatulong to get customers is word of mouth. So yung mga enrollees namin before, kita namin na, uy, gusto ko pong i-refer or meron kaming enrollees na, ay, na-refer po ako nito kasi nakapasa po siya sa program nyo. Yun. So, word of mouth really brings a lot in terms of revenue or enrollees namin. Isa pa is you have to give your customers or your potential customers value talaga. Value na magagamit nila even before they avail your program or your services. Kaya doon nga naging rin yung YouTube eh.
May free videos kayo doon.
Oo. Yun nga, sa schools din na binivisit ko, nagugulat na lang ako, yun yung ginagamit nila sa pagre-review for their exam.
Oh.
So, yun. Dahil nga, naisip na student, ay natulungan ako ng KIPAP sa exam na to. Parang na-make na niya yung connection na, ay matutulungan ako nito sa board exam.
Parang rin siya, upselling din, no? I mean, upselling from
upselling.
from a freebie na, parang yung mga free taste sa mga,
yan.
May free taste. And pag nagustuhan talaga, and ang kinaiba dito kasi, you actually give them parang, confidence din na parang, yung K-pop na brand, makes me confident that I will learn really from the board exam review and I will pass the board exam talaga.
Yes.
So may confidence factor din pala dito. By the way, yung kanina that you said, yung about sa college entrance exam. So this is like general subjects, diba? I mean, hindi lang siya civil engineering. So, pwede pa kwento lang like, why did you do that and how did you, kumbaga, go into offering college entrance exam review? And is this like sa UP ba or anong schools ba?
Okay. So interesting na may kukwento ako na noong nag-decide kaming mag-expand to college entrance exam, parang part of me natakot. Kasi in a way, doon kami nagsimula at doon kami unang na-reject.
Ayun ba? College entrance?
UPCAT. Yes, UPCAT yung una kong naging efforts. So, sisimulan ulit namin. Kakayanin na ba namin to? So last year yon, and very overwhelming yung naging parang reaction or engagement nila.
How did you kumbaga spread out the news na magtuturo kayo or mag-offer kayo ng college entrance exam? Yung parang like sa Facebook page nyo, mga civil engineering board exam review.
Well, una, gumawa kami ng bagong Facebook account.
Okay.
So, yun, para naman mahiwala yung audience namin. And pangalawa, again, this goes with my what I mentioned earlier na bring value to your customers. Ang isa sa pinakauna naming efforts was to make or hold an online event na free UPCAT review.
Okay.
Yun super nag-viral yung namin, yung post namin.
Saan siya ginawa?
Ha? Saan ko ginawa?
I mean, meron kayong post and then saan nyo ginawa yung online review?
Sa Zoom.
Okay.
Sa Zoom. Ito rin, sige, papahula.
Sige, game.
Hulaan mo kung ilan yung nag-register sa free online event namin.
Yung una, diba?
Anong una?
I mean, unang free online UPCAT review.
Last year lang. Oo. Last year. Yung unang, yung pangalawang attempt namin sa pag-approach sa UPCAT.
Okay. Hindi, marami to eh. Hindi, teka. Sige, wait lang. Marami. 500.
Dude, 32,000.
Oh my God.
Super nag-viral ng post namin na yun na...
So, nasa Zoom, 32,000? Nag-register?
Okay. Hindi namin ma-accommodate lahat kasi even yung maximum ng Zoom, 1,000 lang.
1,000, okay.
So, ang ginawa namin, NFB live namin. So, kahit yung mga hindi na... kaya naman doon. Doon, makakapanood din lahat.
Grabe. Pero grabe, dami, 32,000.
Tapos with that, syempre, some of them naging interested sa pag-enroll. So, they proceeded with the enrollment.
Ang galing Wait, is this UPCAT nga? Sorry,
yes, UPCAT. Yes. Well, UPCAT and other college entrance exam.
Yeah. Pero I mean, grabe 32,000 pala din yung interested sa free UPCAT review. And
yes.
Pero yun I mean, ang galing na may free kayo. Pero ano yung kinaiba nung free dun sa pag mag-enroll na sila?
So, syempre, yung free is parang short course, crash course na kung saan magdi-discuss ng mga parang problems lang. Sa paid course, yun talaga yung full program kung saan ina-explain namin in-depth yung mga concepts. Hindi lang problem solving.
Okay, ito yung next question ko. Kasi marami rin dito factor ng scaling Kasi yung mga ibang review centers din. Punta na tayo dyan sa college entrance exam. Medyo mas parang dahil traditionally done siya, parang medyo mas onti yung kayang turuan at a time. Yung sa inyo, sa tingin niyo ba parang na-scale niyo rin somehow na, but by scaling women, you spend the same resources or same effort, pero mas madaming natuturuan. What do you think about that? Parang may ganun ba kayong naging value rin na scale niyo yung pagtuturo?
Yes, definitely nakita namin na mas possible yun through online. Kasi, for example, meron na kaming review for civil engineering. Like, for example, meron kaming this number of students. Tapos, biglang may isang group of students din, let's say mga 30 to 100. Mga 100 additional na interested na mag-enroll sa amin. Hindi na namin kailangan mag-hire ng additional instructor or ng additional courses or even ng room. 'Di ba? Mag-book ng room. All of them can be onboarded into the same program through online, and that's possible kasi through online.
Gets ko na. Kayo nga yung digitizing. Kasi parang ganun yung mga startups din ngayon digitalizing the healthcare industry, digitalizing the whatever service. Kayo yung digitalizing board exam or college entrance exam review, no? Going back dun sa sa customer, kasi ang next question ko dito is about customer retention. Hindi yun ganun ka-applicable sa inyo kasi by customer retention, parang same customer repeatedly bumibili ng product ninyo. Sa inyo once lang yung yung board exam review, for example. What do you think about kumbaga yung kahalagahan pa rin that you retain or you have a relationship with the customer?
Okay. Actually, right now, we have begun our efforts para i-retain sila as a customer. So, for example, isa sa mga naging efforts namin is a safety officer. Kasi, as a civil engineer, kakailanganin mo pa rin kasi ng extra accreditation sa work mo. So, for example, sa construction industry, merong ilang mga employers na kailangan safety officer ka. So, nag-offer din kami ng programs for them. So, yung mga passers namin, ini-invite namin, gusto nyo ba magkaroon ng additional accreditation? Become a safety officer.
Galing. Ano siya parang ang tawag dito sa business. Ano yung business term doon? Yung parang
upselling ba?
Ka-upsell.
Yes,
Tsaka
upsell.
parang bukod sa upsell, yung parang
vertical,
I mean, nabenta mo na siya ng isang product.
Oo.
Kasi pag upsell, isa pa rin bibili niya. Pero higher, parang premium. Ito parang nabenta nyo ng isa and then nabentahan nyo ng isa pa. Diba?
Ano ba tawag?
Kung ano man yun. Pero ano rin to, parang part din to ng lifelong learning na parang somehow na exhibit nyo rin and na natuturo nyo rin na for your clients, for your customers, na you learn more. Kapag hindi lang ending ang board exam. And then, pero accreditation. Pero they still learn pa rin naman yung parang concepts talaga dun, diba? Ayun. So, punta naman tayo sa business partnerships. Kasi as a startup, lalo na nagsimula talaga kayo by scratch, So, gano'n naman ka-importante ang partnering up with other businesses? So, parang medyo na okay na tayo sa parang retaining customer relationships or getting customers, getting clients. Ngayon naman on other businesses. So, meron ka ba ma-share na mga thoughts or tips din on gaano ba ka-importante yun?
So, very important and malaking factor actually yung pag-partner namin with other businesses in our growth. Example nun would be yung Startup QC. Kasi nag-join kami sa program ng Quezon City pero alongside yung pagsali namin, we also get to work with the Quezon City government. And actually, may project kami sa kanila now. Hindi ko lang pwedeng sabihin ito, pero siguro makikita nyo sa page namin kung ano yung project na yan.
Interesting. Ano kaya yan?
And in a way, it helps build reputation kasi if people know na they are working with the Quezon City government, parang may isip ng tao, legit company to.
True. Actually, tsaka ang ganda nga talaga nun Startup QC. Sana magkaroon din ng mga startup, startup Pasig, startup Mandaluyong. Pero, I mean, I have to commend the mayor of Quezon City. Mayor ba? Mayor's office din ba to? Kasi, parang talagang may, gusto i-instill ang innovation. Hindi lang business kundi innovation sa mga constituents or sa mga tao. Sa ating mga taga Quezon City. I'm from Quezon City din. Dito tayo ngayon sa UP Diliman, which is in Quezon City. But, other businesses or other organizations, meron ba kayong mga partner na like maybe for suppliers or for outsourcing maybe, mga ganyan? Meron ba kayong mga ganun?
Yes, oo. The calculators. Yun yung mga naisip ko. Kasi, di ba, sa board exam, kailangan mo ng calculator. And yun, kausap actually namin lahat ng brands na allowed. So, that is Canon, Olympia, Cars, at Casio. So, yun, lahat sila kausap namin at it's important din na to have connections with them.
Ay, ano ba to? Parang may bulk discount, ganun? Or parang, kumbaga ano yung, bakit sila kausap?
Well, supplier sila. So, sila yung talagang nagbebenta or sa kanila galing yung mga calculators.
Nagbibigay din man ng calculator sa mga programs ninyo? I mean,
yes, meron kaming free calculator sa program namin. Well, for yun yung early bird promo namin para mahikayat na mag-enroll sila ng maaga.
That's interesting. Actually, kung ako yun, baka nga ma-attract ako dahil may free calculator. Aside from that, meron ka ba iba naisip that you partner up with? Pero kasi sa inyo ngayon that your organization is now around 40, parang in-house na rin sa inyo yung mga yung mga, for example, in-house yung talaga yung content creation, in-house yung even pag-upload ng mga yung pag-upload sa channel, paggagawa ng lahat, puro in-house
Yes. Well, isa kong naisip na nakipag-partner kami. I think baka kilala mo siya. Raymond Rodis.
Oo naman. Yes.
Ayun.
Attorney Raymond.
Ayun.
Of
Sila
Digest
yung
PH. Startup Law.
Yes. Sila yung nag-handle ng aming business registration. Ayun. So,
how did you meet Attorney Raymond? Sorry. Okay naman tanongin yun.
Paano nga ba? Alam ko dahil sa friends na kami noon.
Okay.
Even when I was a student, parang nakikita ko rin post niya. So, yun, I approached him na, uy, meron ka palang startup that parang handles business registrations. Ayun. Sila actually nag-handle ng SEC registration namin.
Okay. Kaya pala successful. Buti binanggit mo yun kasi shoutout natin si Attorney Raymond and Digest PH and Startup Law. Bakit? Kasi actually, meron tayong promo. Meron tayong 10% discount for those who will avail of Digest PH services actually. So meron tayong promo code, lalagay ko sa baba. Actually, it's parang Digest X SUP. Ayan. So meron tayong promo for that. But anyway, going back. So next topic natin is ito.
Introducing Aim High. Smarter construction management starts here. Monitor costs and progress with real-time insights. Plan ahead and adapt with streamlined scheduling tools. Make data-driven decisions to avoid costly delays. Increase efficiency and profit with Aim High.
Ito ang malaki yung usapan ng mga startup founders, mga Facebook groups at sa Pilipinas. What do you think of bootstrapping versus getting investors or mga tipong fundraising and then may rounds ka of getting finance? So, siguro the perspective then of how you build KeepUp, no? So, yun lang. What are your perspectives, maybe pros and cons about isa? And how did you, kumbaga, ano yung nangyari kay KeepUp?
Okay. Actually, ito, personal opinion, if you are a first-time founder, talagang try bootstrapping muna. Kasi syempre, wala ka pang experience talaga sa even pag-handle ng business. So, you have to prove yourself first. Talaga. So, first-time founder, try to bootstrap muna. Kapag, kunyari, second-time founder ka na or may exit ka na, doon na magkakaroon ng confidence sa inyo yung investors para to invest even pre-revenue. Or may kilala nga ako, pre-idea eh. Pre-idea, meron na silang investment kasi may tiwala na sila sa founder na yun.
True naman actually. Pero KeepUp, did you bootstrap this, no? Talaga,
yes. Well,
but you got grants pala. You got some grants.
Yes, we have had some grants and in a way, yung funding namin, yung kung saan ako nakakuha ng funds when I started KeepUp was sa family, sa parents ko. Bootstrap nga, yeah.
Pero ito yung question din kasi pag bootstrap, ikaw or yung company ninyo ang may-ari talaga ng company, nung startup, and yung kumbaga yung directions that you can lead the company is talagang sa inyo. Ang issue din ng iba kasi, when you get investors, they will get equity, they will get a share, and they will
Yes.
also get a say on the direction.
Mm.
So, yun naman, on that aspect, what do you think about?
Well, number one, yung kung ano yung sinasabi ng investor doesn't necessarily have to be bad naman, di ba?
Yeah,
Kung
of
yung
course, of
mga
course.
advice ng investor na kinukuha ng startup can be helpful. Pero yun nga, at the founder's discretion na yun if talagang he's willing to give up some equity or he's willing to give up this much equity agad at the start, baka ma-compromise nun yung talagang vision ng founder. So, there's a balance talaga. Case-to-case basis yun. I don't think makakahanap tayo ng answer for all cases.
True. Buti, binanggit mo yan. Ngayon lang nabanggit yan dito sa podcast. Tama yung case-to-case. And you really think about yourself muna, kung experience ka na nga ba. And second, yung startup din talaga. Kung ano yung bagay talaga. Should you bootstrap? Or should you get investors? But I really think, I agree actually, it's case to case. It really depends. So, siguro sa ngayon, ikaw lang as a startup founder ang makakasagot niya. But
Yes.
kumbaga pag-isipan siya talaga na
Yes.
maayos. But si Keepup ba? Do you have investors now? Okay na ba tanongin yun?
Yes, meron kaming investors naman.
Okay. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
Ayun, so final na. What are your future plans pa for Keepup? Actually, first of all, no, ang ganda i-recap kasi ng kwento eh. Noong pinakauna nyo is college entrance exam review na ang dami nag-reject or isa lang out of 50 na school. And then, basically, hindi siya nag-work. I mean, let's admit that. Hindi siya nag-work. And then, gumawa, bakit hindi ka sumuko on that during that time? Why did you, ba't nagpatuloy ka pa rin na gawin yung YouTube channel?
Kasi noong nasa college ako, I realized talaga that my passion is in teaching. So, parang na-decide ko na, this is what I want to do long-term talaga. So, yun, part of the reason din why I didn't give up. Kasi alam ko talaga na yun yung gusto kong gawin.
The passion nga and the purpose of a founder as a human being. And then, ayun, so you made that YouTube channel, nagkaroon ng followers, and then nagkaroon ng enrollees sa parang online, at your own pace, civil engineering board exam review. No?
Yes.
So, yun muna. And then, ngayon, recently, meron naging 2 pa na nadagdag. Meron na kayong, yung B2B, may mga schools na mismo na nag-form ng partnership with you for you to handle yung CE rin,
Yes,
CE board exam review. And ngayon, meron na rin kayo, bumalik kayo, and fortunately, working na ngayon ang college entrance exam review sa schools, or is this for individuals as well?
Individuals din.
Individuals? Or anong approach nyo? Individuals?
Individuals. So, hopefully, kasi, di ba nag-start kami sa CE 2020. Nagkaroon kami ng client schools around 2022. So, hopefully, siguro in 1 or 2 years, magkaroon na rin kami ng school clients sa college. College entrance exam.
Exactly. Alam mo, ang galing pala, Victor, no? Kasi naalala ko nga yung, nagkakatotoo, nung na-interview kita dati, nagkakatotoo yung sinasabi mo eh. Yung sabi mo nung dati na wala pa yung yung college entrance exam eh, diba? Na parang, you really want to be the Netflix of education. High quality content of anything education. And honestly, nung in-interview kita nun, nagkaroon ako ng parang onting thought na, baka mag-stick na sila sa CE. And mabuti naman at hindi lang kayo nag-stick sa CE. Of course, syempre, yun pa rin yung main nyo. Kasi you're a CE, diba? You're a civil engineer. Pero, yun nga, I mean, adun pa rin talaga yung, I guess it's also the passion to really be the Netflix of education and to really make high quality content of anything that can be learned under the sun.
Yes.
But anyway, so ano ba ang inyo pang future plans? Maybe yung growth targets nyo and parang quantity-wise and yung content-wise. Baka may iba pa kayong mga gustong i-offer out there. So feel free din to tell our listeners.
Yes. So future plans, syempre expand to more programs. So, mga naisip namin, actually, sinisimulan na namin would be Master Plumber Review. So, isa rin yun sa in a way, upsell ba yun? Kasi, civil engineers can also take a Master Plumber board exam. Board exam din siya na pwedeng kunin ng civil engineers and even architects. And maraming courses na pwede. So, more programs. Pero yung long-term goal talaga namin is to build an app. And actually, meron na. Nasa Apple App Store. Nasa App Store na siya ngayon, pero nasa beta mode pa lang. Pero dinedevelop na namin yung app for yung I mentioned last time na Duolingo. for Philippine education. Yun. It's already
may strict. Di ba sa Duolingo
meron din. Strict.
I mean, strict na parang hindi ka pwede mag-skip ng day na wala kang na-answer na problem. Parang ganun. Oh, that's super nice, But, ayun, sige, meron pang, parang naman, growth-wise, do you have any, targets na paramihin pa yung nakukuha na clients or yung parang customers na, or yung mga, wag naman customers, yung mga exam takers na...
syempre, I think all businesses naman would aspire na mag-grow yung customer nila throughout the years. Pero yun, long-term goal really remains the same, and that is to be the go-to platform for students na nahihirapan sa subjects nila sa school. Kapag kunyari may grade 2 student na nahihirapan sa fractions, gusto namin na kami yung unang maisip nila.
So yung plano nila sa app is parang talaga lahat siya from grade school to high school to college entrance exam to college to board exam, and yung mga parang yung mga sa doctor may specialization. Parang ganun din pala siya. May accreditation din yung mga board exam, yung mga engineers pa. Or actually, hindi na engineers. Yung mga ibang fields.
Yes,
so, pero lahat talaga.
Yes, eventually, yes. So, very ambitious yan. So, pero, I believe naman, kaya siyang gawin.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. I want to see that actually. And I support that. And yeah, you just got another fun. Actually, fun na ako mula dati. And ngayon, mas fun pa ako sa gusto niyong gawin. Kasi totoo ang ganda nun. First of all, organization nasa app na, organized. Nasa app na, hindi ka na mag-search kung saan-saan. At alam mo na, yung app na yun, quality. And kumbaga, reliable nga, that you will really learn and you will really pass that exam. And ayun. So, ayun, maraming salamat, Victor, for this conversation. Almost 1 hour na tayo. Na lang, so if our listeners want to know more about you and Keep Up Learning, maybe may nakikinig dyan na gusto mag-enroll or gusto may mag-partner up, so how can they get more information? Maybe you can share the YouTube channel, Facebook pages, and all other social media channels you want to share.
Yan ba dito? Lagyan ganyan.
Ay, hindi. Sa baba, sa description.
Sa description. Okay,
may
so...
pang-edit
So yan, if you want to learn or to know more about us, you can visit us on Facebook. Marami na kaming Facebook page. Keep Up Civil Engineering. Meron kaming Keep Up Learning for high school. Tapos sa YouTube naman, yun, Keep Up Education pa rin naman pangalan namin sa YouTube.
Okay, Keep Up Education sa YouTube.
Yes.
Okay. Ayun, so sa mga nakikinig na interested, so feel free to know more and feel free to enroll sa Keep Up. So, thank you, Victor. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Johnny, so much then.
Thank you very much to our 52 patrons. This episode is super powered by Asklex PH Academy, our official e-learning partner. Get certifications on Lean Six Sigma, project management, data science, and more. Unawa, driving digital transformation with secure, legally enforceable electronic signatures and robust AML compliance. Schooltech, all-in-one AI-integrated school and learning management system. Better Support, a Manila-based BPO company. They are offering a referral program for anyone who can bring in new clients. Let us know if you know any Western-based business that might have a need. Britanna, cloud-based enterprise-grade ERP solution that fits the small and medium business budget. Wonder Brand, data science-driven brand strategy and design company for emerging markets. Fail Coach Miha Matlievsky, business training, coaching, and consulting for startups and SMEs who are scaling or finding product market fit. Drive Manila, Philippines' largest peer-to-peer car rental community. East Point Business Outsourcing Services, one-stop shop for streamlined business solutions for MSMEs such as business registration, bookkeeping, and more. Doon, Philippines' first fully insured peer-to-peer car sharing marketplace. Hire Business Solutions, provider of the most configurable cloud-based payroll system in the Philippines. Divicode Technologies Incorporated, IT solutions specializing in software development, blockchain smart contracts, digital wallets, and cybersecurity. Mata Technologies, Philippines' premier provider of virtual tours and maps for LGU's real estate, tourism, and private businesses. Smile, consent-driven digital employment verification service to make smarter decisions faster. One CFO, CFO services, bookkeeping and tax and payroll processing for startups and small businesses. Mamiki Super Pet App, Philippines' first ever one-stop mobile app for pet products and services. Ignite Careers, career matching platform for Filipino talent and hiring companies in the outsourcing industry. Looking for buy and sell online with Sigurado sellers. NutriCoach, personalized nutrition and weight loss programs for you. This episode is powered by Wasteless PH, Tech Tribe, Yay, Uplift Code Camp, Board Prep, Dohe Philippines, Edfolio, Hive Rooms, Kazam, CodeSham, Jure.ph, Big Giant Games, Agile Data Solutions, Hustle PH, Pahatid PH, Founders Launchpad, Pareto Consulting, Contact RFID Business Cards, Serious Curious MD. Support the podcast through the links in the description.